So when you're doing trauma healing work, a lot of it involves processing what is happening to you moment to moment with surrounding people, situations, circumstances, whether you're at home, in your own home, or whether you're out in traffic, or whether you're at your child's school, whether whatever outside stimuli are triggering your pain. So all that is happening to you is also a response to your trauma and to your pain. And if you are responding to that trauma and to that pain by rage, by blowing up, by screaming, by shutting down, then that is a response that is going to keep you in that pattern, keep you triggered. And that is something you need to jump out of. You need to observe yourself like an outsider looking in and see your own response, whatever it is that your symptom and your reaction is to that pain. So it's very important for you to get out of that body and to observe in and see what you're doing with that trigger, what you're doing with whatever has caused you to flare up. And the flare up can be literal or it can be like a freeze. You could have flared up with a status quo or a freeze state where you're not motivated, where you don't want to do anything. And that's where you need to observe that state of yours. And the next time you're in the circumstance, any other stimuli that is going to trigger that, you have to tell yourself that I'm not going to get sucked in to another person's trauma. Because what's happening is your trauma is flaring up as a response to another person dealing with their healing process and their reaction, and the two reactions are getting enmeshed and it's causing more chaos. So when you jump out of your body, literally you have an out of body experience and you look in at your response, you're able to actually see that that flare up, that screaming, that shutdown, that freeze response of yours was a trigger and a reaction to that pain that you are feeling. And then you're able to take steps that says you're not going to respond and retaliate to that pain and to somebody else's pain, but you're going to acknowledge that yes, you did that, and two, what the processing involves of your own pain and your own triggers and your own patterns. So when you're able to do that, you're able to observe the required steps, observe that this was what was missing within you, which is why you were ricocheting and which is why you were being triggered. And once you observe that, then you're able to walk slowly to the filling in of that pain, providing why the pain exists. So if the pain exists because of neglect, because of low self-esteem, because of not feeling loved, because of not getting attention, whatever your reason is, you have to extract that one reason why you are pained and then provide that for yourself. And the next time the trigger comes around, you have to observe and you have to flip the statement which is inside your head, which says, I'm not this, I'm not loved, I am neglected, I don't have a great job, I don't have a great situation around me. You have to flip it around and say, but I have a great source, a great consciousness, a great connection, a great stored wisdom which is internally present innately within me. And when you are able to connect to all of that, you're able to connect to that source of yours which justifies you in this situation with everybody else's trauma, and it's able to process and heal your own trauma. So that is extremely important, that you're able to make that connect, you're able to see it, observe it, and not get sucked into another person's trauma and not get sucked into your own trauma, but connect with source and acknowledge that stored wisdom, acknowledge that source that is within you and act from there. And every single day, do something that reinstates that source within you. So, whatever it be, one tiny act that reinstates you back into that form and connects you back to that beauty, to that love, to the filling of that source state that you are in. So that's very important for you to do. Initially, you may really feel that this does not work, it's not happening, or it feels fake, but you have to connect to it nevertheless. And every day you have to put a little. Even if you, it's almost like if it's a cup, if it's a container, and you're filling drop by drop by drop by drop in it till you sense that you are not responding. And then how do you know that you've actually filled it enough? The next time somebody walks in with their trauma response, with their pain and their stimuli, and originally you would have instantly reacted, but now because you have been working on yourself, because drop by drop you have put in your own effort and self work and connected to source, you are not going to react to their trauma, you're not going to get sucked into their trauma, and you're going to be in a state that is content and secure in having processed and being also in the process of processing your trauma and your pain. So recognizing all of it all at once, having the ability to kind of zoom out and get the big picture view of how it is that you heal, how it is that you persevere, how it is that you are able to connect and to see everything with enough distance from it so that it doesn't flare up.